The final episode is finally out, and it's bittersweet to see this show coming to a conclusion. It's been one hell of a ride, I'll tell you that. And this show made it to my 2023 favorite shows list. If you want to hear the rest of this list, just let me know, because I really want to talk about my other favorite shows in 2023. Now, let's talk about the final episode. As you may remember, Danny committed suicide in the last minutes of episode 9. Now we see that Ari lays next to him and tries to keep him awake so that he doesn't die. Right now I can say that Ari might be my personal favorite alter of Danny. While she tries to help him, he says, "It's quiet, it's never been quiet before." Who's cutting onions? There are tears in my eyes. As Danny gets unconscious because of all the blood he lost, Ari pushes him to wake him up, and we see his shirt covered by blood. I'm so sorry for him, and I definitely wasn't expecting things to come this far. Anyways, let's leave Danny there for a second and take a look at what Stan is up to. He obviously has a drug problem, and we learn that he used to be in the army. I believe he's probably struggling with PTSD, and that's why he uses drugs. He gets a phone call, and then we see him in front of Raya's apartment. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm shipping them, yet it's not the time nor the place, so I won't talk about that. It seems like the word is spread, and Stan learned about Danny's action and wanted to let Raya know as well. Apparently, Ari's push saved him, and he's alive. Thank God for a second I thought he might just die, all alone. After all, this is the final episode, so at this point I know almost anything's possible. The next day, Stan and Raya go to see Danny. Raya is worried like a mother, and I wish Danny's biological mom could care for him as much as Raya does. Danny seems different, though. The good news is Danny's awake. He's alive and well. On the other hand, Jack is in control, and that's definitely the bad news. We see that he even locked Danny up behind the bars, and he's determined not to give him the control. Now, I don't know how he'll sabotage the whole situation, but I know he will. I hope Ari and the others step in and save Danny from Jack. Raya and Stan talk about what else they can do, and Stan opens up a little to Raya about his past. He doesn't seem like he wants Raya's help, but I believe we all know that he definitely needs help. Raya decides to show Danny what has really happened to convince him to testify against Marlon. Deep down, Danny believes it was his fault. But in reality, we all know the only guilty person here is actually Marlon, and Danny has nothing to do with it. Raya believes that if Danny can see the truth, he can finally accept whatever happened to him. So they go to the hospital Candy works at, and she gives Raya a huge envelope. They don't show it to us at the beginning, but it's filled with Danny's drawings. The trial begins one last time, and we see Jack still controls Danny. But it's cool because Raya and Stan have a plan. When Stan called Danny to the stand as a witness, I can't explain how excited I got. Even an action scene can't excite me this much. As people get surprised by this call, Jack walks up to the stand with confidence. Jack starts telling the story. He says that he hated Marlon because he was abusive to his mother. He wanted his mom to break up with him, but she was too scared to do it. Stan pushes him real hard and shows him the drawing of Adam and asks who this is. As the conversation between them gets heated, Stan says, "Answer the question, Jack." And instead of correcting Stan, he replies, "I will do no such a thing." So it's like he accepted that he's Jack himself. My, oh my. After that, Stan brings the photo of Candy holding a baby and asks if anything's strange with this photo, and Jack simply says no. And as Stan asks further questions, Jack yells at Danny in front of everyone, and I can say that people start to get a little uncomfortable with this session. At this point, we see Danny is out of the little cell Jack put him into, and he's in the flooded basement. He sees Adam as a little boy, as his alter, and figures everything out. He takes his mind's control back and tells everything. He explains how Adam let Marlon rape him over and over again because he didn't want their mom to be alone. Danny tells that's why he had to send him away, and he finally understands that Adam was one of his alters, not his brother. The trial ends, and the jury finds Danny not guilty. I can't even describe how relieved I was when I heard those words. I still get the chills while thinking about this particular scene. We see Danny and Raya talking after everything's settled. We learn that Danny was sent to a psychiatric hospital, and Raya couldn't see him for a while, but apparently Candy paid him a visit after doing literally nothing for him. I know she had her reasons, but nothing, absolutely nothing, should stop a parent from protecting their own child. Specifically in this case, Candy comes clean, and she says that Danny's biological father was abusing Danny when he was only 4. What a messed up world we live in. She also says that she couldn't believe that she found another abusive man once again. As we all expected, and Raya suggested, she was in denial and she didn't want to believe that Danny went through such horrible things. I'm blaming Candy for not protecting Danny as she should, but I also feel terrible for her too. After Candy's scene, we see Raya and Danny one more time. Sadly, it's time to leave for Raya. As Let It Be, from the Beatles plays in the background, we see Danny's on his own with all the art he made during his treatment. Now that was a beautiful final, and I want to briefly share my thoughts on this. I'll be honest, I don't know how many times I cried while watching this show, especially this episode. It was touching, beautiful, and messed up at the same time. The fact that the world is filled with these kinds of stories breaks my heart. Yes, I know that sexual abuse is a common thing we all heard of, or even experienced, but still it doesn't change the fact that it's messed up. Also, knowing that the whole show is based on true events makes this show more effective and emotional. I can see that the whole cast and crew did their best. The sets, shots, music, acting, everything was on point. Tom Holland did an amazing job throughout these 10 episodes, and I believe he really proved his skills. He was amazing at portraying Danny's state of mind and emotions. And I'm telling this as a person who watched his other roles besides Spider-Man, so I'm familiar with his acting. Now I can see why he wanted to take a year off. Even watching these 10 episodes broke me into pieces, and I can't even imagine how he felt during the shootings and afterwards. We had an amazing show, and I'm thankful for it. Now I want to hear your thoughts on this show. Do you think it was good? Did you like Tom Holland's performance? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and share this video. You can also subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching. See you soon.